The area clearance linking now allows horizontal lead-out arc moves. This ensures the cutter moves away from the component before retracting. It eliminates the cutter contact of retracts that are directly against vertical walls. These may have caused damage to the cutter tip because of the rapid retract feed rate, and could also leave unwanted marks on the part. On the left is the original output from V14 and earlier, with no gap between the cutter and the component. On the right is the new output from V15, which, in this case, clears the component Since the introduction of UV machining in version 14, improvements have been made to ensure that in cases where surfaces that appear to only have 3 edges, corner fillets for example, that these are handled better. In cases where the segments of parallel passes flow along and over multiple surfaces, that they connect more accurately in order to generate smoother passes with the minimum of retracts. It is important to understand that a group of surfaces can be machined in 2 different directions. Parallel style, where the U direction runs the length of the selected group of surfaces, or perpendicular style, where the U direction runs across the selected surfaces. A new option, Match Endpoints, has been added to the dialog to aid with the creation of parallel style UV passes. This is only active when producing a path using the same number of passes on each surface option is selected. In cases where the underlying parameterization of adjacent surfaces do not quite align, the new option will try to optimize the endpoints of the passes so that they will meet smoothly, producing a toolpath which will flow uninterruptedly over multiple surfaces. Unlike most other 3-axis machining operations, it is important to understand that all surface faces have normals that can vary in direction, similar to choosing which side of paper on which to draw. For vertical walls and near vertical surfaces, unless the normals are in the correct direction, there is the possibility that the strategy may not calculate the passes. The first thing to do is to verify the direction. Select the triangulated surfaces, and from the View menu, check the face orientation. The default colors are blue for the front face and red for the back face. We would hope to see only blue faces. Any faces showing red need to be selected and the direction reversed. In this case, select the few that are in the correct direction and then invert the selection. And from the Geometry menu, reverse orientation. To suppress the face orientation function, visit the View menu, face orientation again. Secondly, the UV direction of the surfaces must be checked and swapped if necessary, using the icons on the toolbar or from the Geometry menu. The UV direction of each surface selected for machining should point in a consistent direction. Build the UV surfaces. Yellow arrows indicate the U direction and green indicate the V direction. We can see that some surfaces in this example are not consistent. Swap the UV cut and order directions. reverse the cut direction, reverse the order direction. All surfaces selected now have a consistent UV direction. Thirdly, the surfaces should be selected in a continuous flow order of machining and follow in the previously set U direction for parallel or V direction for perpendicular styles. For open chains of surfaces, if the selection is not in order or continuous, then passes over some surfaces may be omitted. If we are creating parallel passes where the U direction runs the length of the selected surfaces and it is not a closed chain, then the first and last surfaces are used as the proposed start and end locations for the linking operation and may override the start hint. If the selected surfaces form a closed chain, then the start hint acts as normal. If we are creating perpendicular passes where the U direction runs across the selected surfaces, then for both open and closed chains of surfaces, the first and last surfaces are used as the proposed start and end locations for the linking operation. Further information can be obtained from the help pages: Geometry, Viewing and Changing Surface Orientation, and Machining Passes in Detail, UV Passes.